Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, Sigvald here, and welcome back to another video. As we all know, the Elder Swamp Thing has been introduced into the game, so we still have to really benchmark him and test him out and see how good he is in raids and soul raids, and this is what we're going to do here today. He's not going to be peak performance Elder something. This is only a 4-star something, but this is Night Fury's account, and he's gonna compensate with a 7-star Zatanna and very high level soul rate artifacts. So we're going to see how this performs, and look, it's gonna do better at 7 stars, but it's not getting that much better. Also, let me turn on the lights. There you go, you can see me so much better now, you're welcome. And this is gonna be against Nightmare Batman, so it's gonna be a benchmark fight. This man does not do much. And also we're going to have a league rate fight to take a look at. So let's see how this goes. Let me tone this down a bit. So Brainiac Special 1, he's stacking lethal. He's going to use Zatanna as the damager and this man as the support character. So a very good thing about Elder Swamp Thing is the shield. That shield is absolutely insane. But we're gonna get more into that as he gets tagged in, or Zatanna gets tagged in. So this is the shield. Look at how much it drains out of it after a hit being blocked. This is a shield that works in exact the same way as the Silver Green Lantern shield, and this is the best case scenario, because this means you're going to be able to combo and drop the enemy and bypass and to just basically survive through without being even staggered through combos, through even specials if you mess it up that badly. And the shield is going to be insanely high and insanely hard to be broken. And after having a shield that good, he doesn't necessarily need to add that much more, and he adds a little bit more currently, but the fact is, we're still using Silver Green Lantern with Manta in some certain fights, just because of the shield and how convenient it is, so the fact that he's got the far better version of the shield is already a good start for him as a supporting character. That shield is just insane. It'll get to a point where your Zatanna is simply unkillable as long as you're tagging in and out. It's gonna be literally unkillable. I'm guessing he's gonna use Zatanna as the damage dealer. Here, he's gonna have Bait Club on Zatanna. That's a special, and he's gonna inflict the Contaminated debuff on the enemy. That's gonna eventually explode. Okay, very low. The contamination did not explode in the best moment possible here, because there was a lot of things going on the screen, so we couldn't really see, but I don't think it did that much damage. So the contamination debuff, actually I'll get to it when it happens again. Boy, Zatanna at high star rating builds damage so damn fast, I'm jealous. Okay, so when he does a special, he's gonna apply a contamination debuff. That's gonna get more stacks all the way up to 6 stacks based on the amount of negative effects on the enemy. Another stack gets applied when a Dark Metal teammate uses a special, another negative effect gets applied. Basically, it's just gonna be some damage like a bomb. You're basically putting a bomb on the enemy that's gonna explode, and you can make that bomb explode harder. Now, the problem is the damage is based on Swamp Thing's attack, so that's not gonna be great usually. And there's so many debuffs that we... Oh, there we go. There's the contamination. Please stay on screen. Okay, let's slow this down a bit. Let's see if we can see exactly the contamination damage. Perfect, something tagged in. It was during a special, but I'm guessing the amount of contamination damage is this value over here. Because it's this kind of... white value that did not crit, but at the same time we have crits that are far higher than that, so I'm guessing it's this 863k, and nah bro, I'm sorry, considering the extremely high level of artifacts that Night Fury has, that's no good amount of damage. Like, I'm sorry, but that's nothing. It's to the point where if this passive existed or didn't exist wouldn't make much of a difference. So nah, that's not it. But the shield is amazing. And there's the damage buff that you're going to get when tagged in, and it's not gonna be a huge buff. It's not gonna be a huge buff. People were being optimistic about it, and I was pessimistic about everything. I was wrong about the shield. The shield is amazing, but I was right about the passive, because you're gonna get a damage buff when you tag in, a timed damage buff. And people were being optimistic about it. Well, maybe Sigvald. It might be like the Beta Club thing, not the Beta Club, the All Blades thing, where it's going to stack over and over again, and you're going to get more and more stacks independent of each other. And no, it's not like that. You're simply gonna get a refresh from that damage buff, and it's a very small one. Look at that shield tanking a full special and barely going to half efficiency. Like, the shield is absolutely insane. And look, the damage buff is kind of something, well, it's not that great, but it's good that it is there. So that is as far as that goes. It's good that it's there, but it's not amazing. The thing with the damage buff, they need something more to give them damage, and that might be something that's going to be done by the next Just League Dark character that we're going to get. Or if I call them Dark Metal King. But that might be done by the next Just League Dark character that we're going to get. Also, something that I forgot to mention. Though I don't think it works. I've tested it out myself. Let me know in the comments if this works or not. I currently think the Zatanna's passive that allows Dark Metal teammates to do percentage health damage is going to be bugged. Because what I've experienced is that if I'm done with the percentage health damage of Zatanna, and then I try to do more with the Swamp Thing, considering that Swamp Thing didn't do any specials in that fight, he's not gonna be able to. So I think they can inflict it, but I think the cap is still set for the base amount of Zatanna, which is 30% max health, so that's kind of bugged. But yeah, I really feel like, okay, let's take a look at the damage and keep talking afterwards, because it makes a little bit more sense. It's gonna be 616 mil damage, and that's not great. Most of that was the percentage health damage of Zatanna. And yeah, this is pretty much giving them everything you can give them at that point to deal damage, but the shield is insane. And yeah, how I feel right now about the Elder Swamp Thing is that he's most likely gonna be a good and viable character to use with Zatanna once we get the full team. Because same with, I mean, not really nowadays, because we all saw in the last video what Batman the Drought is able to do. That's a monster of a character currently. As kind of it was on the Dark Metal team on release, which was, they're fine, but they're missing something. And I feel like the third character that they're going to introduce is going to add that missing thing that's going to just top things off and make the Swamp Thing buff that much more relevant in terms of damage. And the shield of Elder Swamp Thing is going to already be insane. Now I think there's also a League Raid fight that we can take a look at. Okay, so this is gonna be kind of a phase 3 fights with Enchantress to remove the debuffs, and Raven, Swamp Thing trying to deal some damage with Beta Club on Swamp Thing, and basically the only thing that's recommending Swamp Thing towards being a damage dealer is going to be the damage buff that he gets on tag in. Other than that is not much, as we saw the first passive is really not doing much. So, conclusions. I don't feel like I need to heavily commentate on this one. This is not gonna be I mean, it's played great, don't get me wrong. Night Fury is definitely a good player, but and also not Beta Club. It's gonna be Dark Metal cards tested out here, but I don't feel like it's too relevant because he's not dealing damage. He's just not dealing damage. This we can get kind of the best reflection of the damage that the passive does when exploding. Wait, where was that? Hold on. What? It didn't do damage. What was that? Maybe because his class changed in the middle of it? Hold on, we're gonna wait for one more because it's gonna also be on 5 darkness stacks maybe? Or not. Still on 4 darkness stacks. Anyway, Primal's Elder Something right now. If you're, I mean, regardless of if you're free to play or pay to win at this point, I don't feel, he's a good character to have. He's definitely a good character to have, but I don't feel like he's a character you should go out of your way to get. I don't feel like it's a character you should pay money to get, especially because he's gonna be easy enough to purchase after 1 month after release, and maybe it's gonna be even better at that point. so I really don't feel like currently he's worth going out of your way to get, but he's a good character to have. I feel like the power level is somewhere around Classic Wonder Woman or Vixen. He's not gonna give damage though, he's not really gonna give that much damage, but the survivability and the convenience he gives to the Zatanna team is amazing. Problem is Zatanna team, the Justice League Dark team, is not that strong right now, not by themselves. Zatanna is a far better support character for other teams. But yeah, all that being said, thanks so much for watching. Make sure you subscribe to Night Fury. Like, he's got an amazing channel with amazing content, just like this. I'm gonna put a link to his channel in the description, the pinned comments. So yeah, make sure to check him out, show him some love, some support, subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next one. Goodbye.